Hello everyone, I am Nandini Reddy, a relationship counselor and a life coach. Welcome back to my channel, Life Abundance. Today, I want to discuss how to handle judgments from others. It can be incredibly frustrating when people constantly find faults in you and interfere with your life by passing judgments on everything you do. These judgments can be related to your career choices, dietary preferences, relationships, spending habits, or even your appearance. Dealing with these judgments can feel suffocating because, let's face it, we all crave acceptance and approval from others. But when we don't receive it and face constant judgments, it can be incredibly frustrating. In this video, I aim to help you reach a mental state where judgments no longer bother you. Yes, it's possible to become immune to the impact of judgments and develop a sense of resilience. It's like wearing a raincoat while walking in the rain, allowing you to transcend the judgments and become emotionally bulletproof. To start, it's important to understand why people judge others in the first place. There are several major reasons for this behavior. Firstly, it's a natural tendency of our brains to evaluate things, including people. We have a tendency to consider ourselves as the norm or the standard, and anything different from that is often met with judgment. For example, if you have a lavish lifestyle and someone lives meagerly, you might judge them as being stingy. Conversely, if someone spends a lot of money, you might see them as extravagant. Differences in lifestyles, choices, and behaviors often lead to judgments. Secondly, judgments are often driven by status. People tend to judge things they perceive as lower status compared to themselves. This can be influenced by cultural factors such as preferences for English music over regional music or societal expectations around careers and family choices. People seek higher status and associate themselves with those they perceive as having higher status, leading to judgments against those who deviate from these perceived standards. Another reason for judgment is the concept of rights and wrongs. People often judge others based on their own moral compass or what they believe is right or wrong. These judgments can be deeply rooted in personal beliefs, cultural or religious values, and societal norms. For instance, individuals may judge others based on their food choices, ethical stances, or lifestyle decisions. It's also worth noting that passing judgment can give people a sense of superiority or validation. By labeling others as abnormal, low status, or wrong, individuals can boost their own self perception and reinforce their own beliefs and values. Understanding these reasons for judgment is crucial because it helps us realize that it's an inherent part of human nature that cannot be changed. Just as we cannot change someone's bone structure or blood group, we cannot change their inclination to judge others. Therefore, the key is to make peace with this fact of life and acknowledge that wherever there are differences, judgments will arise. Next time you face judgment, whether it's from your mother, father, sibling, friend, or even your pet, remember that it's a normal occurrence. Just as you see flaws or differences in others, they will see them in you. No one is perfect, and it's essential to let go of any notions of perfection or specialness. By embracing your own imperfections and accepting that others will judge you, you can cultivate a mindset that is less affected by external opinions. It's It's also important to understand that freedom of speech grants individuals the right to express their opinions and judgments, even if they go against your own liking. While it may be uncomfortable and frustrating, attempting to silence others or control their speech is not a productive path. Instead, focus on being the best version of yourself, doing good deeds, and maintaining your integrity. By being a good person and treating others with respect, you can protect your reputation and maintain positive relationships. Even in the face of judgments, avoid falling into the trap of seeking validation from others. Remember that your worth and value as a person are not determined by the judgments or opinions of others. It's easy to get caught up in seeking approval and trying to please everyone, but it's an impossible task. No matter what you do or how you live your life, there will always be someone who disagrees or passes judgment. Instead of seeking validation externally, focus on building self confidence and self acceptance. Recognize your own strengths, values, and accomplishments. Develop a strong sense of self worth that comes from within rather than relying on the opinions of others. Surround yourself with a supportive network of friends and loved ones who accept you for who you are. Seek out people who lift you up and encourage your growth rather than tearing you down with constant judgment. Having a strong support system can help shield you from the negative impact of external judgments. Practice self care and self compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when faced with judgment. Remind yourself that you are doing the best you can and that nobody is perfect. Learn to forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings and focus on personal growth and improvement. It can also be helpful to gain perspective and empathy by putting yourself in the shoes of the judges. Understand that their judgments often stem from their own insecurities, biases, and limited perspectives. It's not necessarily a reflection of your true worth or abilities. By cultivating empathy, you can detach yourself from their judgments and approach the situation with a calmer mindset. Additionally, learning to set boundaries is crucial in handling judgment from others. You have the right to protect your mental and emotional well being. If someone consistently passes judgment on you in a harmful or disrespectful way, it's important to establish boundaries and communicate your feelings assertively. Let them know how their judgments affect you and request that they refrain from making such comments. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and uplift you. Lastly, remember that you have the power to choose how you respond to judgment. Instead of reacting defensively or internalizing the judgments, consider responding with grace and confidence. Develop a strong sense of self assurance that allows you to stay true to yourself despite the opinions of others. Focus on your own growth and happiness rather than getting caught up in the negativity of judgment. In conclusion, handling judgment from others is a challenge that many of us face. However, by understanding the reasons behind judgment, building self confidence, setting boundaries, cultivating empathy, and choosing our responses wisely, we can minimize the impact of judgment on our lives. Remember that you are in control of your own happiness and worth, and no one else's judgment can define you unless you allow it to.